Hey there, this is Dara Connolly, as in I dare you to speak up with confidence and be more impactful and influential when speaking in front of an audience. In today's video, I'm going to teach you what do professional speakers do and how you can become one. Let's do it. All right, I'm so excited to offer you this content, brand new content that you haven't heard me say before. So let's jump right in. What do professional speakers do? Well, professional speakers are people who speak to associations, organizations, corporations, conferences to offer a transformative, life-changing message. Notice the word transformative. This is where the money is. Now, most people think that telling an amazing story or sharing your journey and your life story or being motivational in your content is pretty much what a professional speaker does. Hold on a second here. A professional speaker often tells their story, often shares parts of their journey, and is often motivational, but that is not it alone. You have to have a transformation in order to get paid. Remember, the word professional means you're getting paid for the services you offer. So this means for my future speakers, or if you're already a speaker, if you want to become a better speaker, you are going to want to choose your words carefully. You know, for many years, I was someone who was a fast talker. From the East Coast, I would mumble my words, slur my words, not even think much about what I was saying. I would just rattle off a quick answer. And I noticed that people weren't responding to what I was saying. Little did they even listen to what I said, and my words weren't landing. The content I was saying was the same, but it was how I said it. So when I started becoming a paid speaker on stages and being able to offer my message to associations and organizations and companies who pay me for this content, I learned to be very careful with the words I use to make sure they connect and linger. This is what I want you to do. To set you apart as a professional speaker is think, what is the main message you have to share? And how can you tell it in a transformational way to create change in the audience? You see, if you're just sharing a story or telling a funny anecdote or telling people about this interesting journey you've been on, that's very nice, but it's unlikely they're going to pay you for that. Or if you're someone who's extremely motivational, you have tons of energy, and you can really amp people up, again, that's very nice, but people want change. They want to be able to solve a problem. And the bigger the problems you can solve, the more money you will make in this industry. So let's break this down. Because I know right now you may be thinking, but Dara, I don't know what transformation I can provide. Well, this is going to require a little bit of brainstorming on your part to dig deep with your content, because chances are you have transformation in your content. You just got to pull it out. So for example, I'm the author of Flip Your Fear, this beautiful book. I'll show it to you. Flip Your Fear is the book that I wrote. It's my 4th book. And now, am I the only person in the world who wrote a book about fear? No. Hundreds, probably thousands, maybe millions of people have written books about fear. But nobody told the story of how I flipped the word fear around and revealed a code. That's a unique, transformational message that I can share and teach my audiences. That's one of the things I do. That's one of my speech topics. But now you have to dig deep. What is it that you do? Even if it's been done before, heard before, taught before, it hasn't been taught or heard by you. So we're going to pull out your content and use it in a way that creates change in people. You see, when the audience is listening to you, an environment where you listen to a speaker and they tell an amazing story, an unbelievable story, maybe a really funny story. But then the story ends and they walk up the stage and you're like, that's very nice. I laughed for 5 seconds, but the next day you can't even remember what the point is of their message. Has that happened to you? See, most speakers miss this transformational part. Transformation means if you can get your audiences to think differently, to do something differently, or to feel something, then you're moving them in some way to create change. And that's how they will remember you and your message. So how do you do this? How do you create a transformational message? Let me break this down for you. If you're taking notes, grab your pen because you're going to want to write this down. 3 easy steps, okay? So first you have to know what is the main point that you can teach people. You want to get this down into one sentence. For me, it would be how you can overcome fear by flipping it. What about you? What would your message be? One sentence that you can teach people. Now, it may not come to you immediately, so take some time to brainstorm it. Write down several different sentences and then try them out on people. Which one piques their interest? Do they understand it? Don't try to use fancy jargon or big words to impress people. If people don't understand your message, you're not going to get anywhere. Just keep it very simple and see if you can create something that has people go, huh, I'm interested in that. Tell me more. Now, once you narrow down your one sentence, then you start to think of content that can support it. And this is where you get to bring in your personality. There's no one size fits all here. When you're a speaker, you have wide open, colorful ways to present your information. You can be very animated in your speech. You can tell jokes and stories and anecdotes. But just make sure whatever topic you want to speak about, that your jokes, your anecdotes, and your stories support that topic. You don't want to go off on tangents that don't mean anything, or just because it's a funny story, even if it doesn't support your content, that funny story doesn't go in your speech. So when you think about how you can become a paid speaker, you start to put all this together so it makes sense. So the first tip is brainstorm what your one sentence premise is. The second step is to start getting chunks of content to support that premise. And the third is think of a compelling way to share your message so that it's easily understandable and memorable to your audience. You can do that through acronyms. You can do it through short stories. You can do it through audience interaction. Something else. What can you do that makes it creative and shows a part of your personality? A professional speaker in the old days, when we think back 10, 20, even 30 years ago, was just someone who stood up there, was a bobbing head, sharing content and information. But those days are long gone. Today, we want more education plus entertainment. So it turns into a little bit more of an appeal to draw audiences in. So show us your personality, use your skills and your talents to really convey your message in a creative and compelling way. Okay, now that I taught you what it is to become a professional speaker, if you want to learn how you can actually become a professional speaker and crack into this industry, you're going to want to stay tuned for my next video, which is called How Do I Become a Professional Speaker? And in the meantime, take a peek at DaraConnollyCLUB below, where there's a plethora of videos and expert videos with experts from all across the country who give you skills on how you can get paid to speak for your content. This content is not heard anywhere else, and right now you can join the exclusive Dara Connolly Club at a phenomenal price before the price goes up. So take a peek at that link below for Dara Connolly Club. And after you hit the subscribe button, I will see you in the next video. And until then, you are amazing.